Well, this is a little update on a removable DRO for the tailstock on this little Grizzly benchtop. There's a number of YouTube videos and different ways of putting a DRO on the tailstock and on the cross slide and the carriage. And one of the ones I'd seen originally was this little tire gauge. It's a tire depth gauge. They're available on eBay for about $4 to $10 depending on the type. And I found the best setup, for at least for what I'm doing, is to put a collar on the edge of the tailstock. In this case it's aluminum, with a little metal piece of angle iron that picks up a magnet that's super glued to the front of this plunger. And I'll show it in a second. The first thing I had done was taken a small digital caliper from Harbor Freight. It's a 4-inch, and had cut it the ears off and made an aluminum bracket that fit on that picked up this little cap screw. But this got kind of involved, and it was something else I didn't need. So this actually works very well, and the tire gauge is held on with some rare earth magnets that are glued to the back of the tire gauge. And it's simply to put it on, you connect it, drop it down, turn it on, and zero it. And if this shows up, it's possible to get the depth dimensions on the drill, usually ½ inch or so or whatever. And then you could, of course, turn it back to zero if you want. But in most cases, I'm just simply drilling a ½ inch hole or a 12mm hole in a piece of stock. And this works quite well. And when you're done, simply take it off, turn it off, and you don't have anything hanging, or not much hanging in the way. I have to work on this bracket and perhaps a better collar, but for the time being, this is okay. The tire depth gauges come from eBay for about, this one's $4. These are about $8 or $9. The difference seems to be the inexpensive ones have this metal rod for detecting the depth. The more expensive ones have a plastic plunger. I don't know if that makes a difference, but all I've done is essentially take it apart, cut the 2 ears off that are not needed, and then I take a piece of wooden dowel and drill a hole in one side, super glue it to the plunger, and then add a little rare earth magnet to the front of it. This one I haven't cut the ears off. This one I have, and I saw a couple of videos where people were taking pieces of plexiglass and then drilling out for the magnets to insert them. And let's see, I had done this, but it's really not necessary. I found the best way to do it is simply to take the little rare earth magnets in a dip of super glue and attach them. What you have to be careful, though, is that you put one magnet here, then one magnet here, and then wait a while, because if you try to put 2 magnets close together before the super glue dries, they of course jump and it screws up and you got super glue all over the place. Anyway, so this is just simply an inexpensive removable DRO for the tailstock of the little Grizzly. I'm going to be working on one for the cross slide and for the carriage, and may be able to use the same tire gauge, just making up different brackets.